see if there's a doctor on call, huh? See, like I said, folks, if you hear anything that I'm saying here that is, you know, incorrect, please let me know. This is some amateur journalism, and I'm just a fan of these artists, but I'm gonna contact. Oh no. Contact the doctor now and see what he has to say about it. Let's see. Brian, Dr. Jazz Bauer of Dr. Jazz and the Jazzbugs. Let's see what he's got to say. Hey Brian, it's Tyler. How's it going?
Hi Tyler, okay.
You're live on Facebook.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, and I wanted to talk to you about Bessie Smith. Remember I called you yesterday. Sure. And so
I used to date Bessie back in the 20s.
No, you did not. You're not that old. You old scallywag.
Now that I'm on here, you should call it Disgrace Book.
Disgrace Book.
Yeah.
Dr. Jazz, everyone. There's the jokes. Oh, the followers are leaving. They can't get out fast enough. Anyways, so just a few questions. What do you think made, I mean, the title of the world's greatest blues singer, or the Empress of the Blues, what made Bessie Smith so great?
Well, if you listen to her expression, her very powerful voice, which recorded much better, especially in the acoustic era, than just about anybody else in that realm, she really was the best. And Columbia Records, who recorded her in the 20s, made sure she had really good sidemen behind her, mostly members of Fletcher Henderson's band.
Fletcher Henderson and Louis Armstrong, yep. And Sidney Bechet, and who else? Well, James P. Johnson. Yeah,
and also Fletcher Henderson accompanied her on the piano quite a bit too.
So why was it that vaudeville singers were usually female and accompanied by a male pianist?
Well, there weren't too many female pianists around who were in that realm of playing jazz and blues. And, well, let's face it, the men were still kind of in charge.
Right. It was, it was a hard time to be a woman or black, and she was both, but she definitely, she became one of the most highest paid performers of her time.
Yeah, and she made what they called race records, double entendre records, which a number of singers did.
Right.
But here again, her voice, her powerful voice, was just so much superior to just about anybody else.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like the blues era had ended by the time almost ended by the time she was like actually, she was signed in the late 20s, right?
Well, she started with Columbia Records around 1923. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the blues era kind of faded out on her.
Yeah, except for, in the white market, it kind of faded out by the 27, 28. But the black record buyers, how few they were because they didn't have much money, continued with that right on into the 50s.
Well, and they were competing with radio, too, free radio programs.
Sure. Well, that's what killed the record industry until the jukeboxes came out around 1931, 32.
So do you have a personal connection to Bessie Smith and her music?
I was a young man. This had to be in 1970. I played at the Peace Bridge Lounge, which was our Cosa Nostra hangout. And I played there with Earl Littlejohn, who was a very fine bass player. To run errands for Bessie when he was a kid. Once he did theaters in Chicago, and he was fun to talk with.
Wow, that's interesting. So you played a gig with him? What did he play?
He played stand-up bass.
Oh, yeah.
I played with him for about 6 months at the Peace Bridge Lounge, and Al Tinney was on piano. So I learned more about jazz in those 6 months than I ever did before or after.
So where was the Peace Bridge Lounge?
It was on Porter Avenue.
Wow. In the 70s, huh?
Yeah, early 70s. It was right near the Peace Bridge, actually.
So how did you date Bessie Smith if you were also alive during the 70s?
Well, even though I looked really young, I was quite old by that time.
Where is your fountain of youth?
In my basement, there's a cesspool. I take a bath in it once a week.
So, how has this pandemic affected you, Brian?
Well, I'm not playing at all. The last time this happened was the Spanish flu of 1917-18.
Yeah, you remember it vividly.
Sure.
Well, I played a nice handful of tunes for the folks. I started out with Downhearted Blues, and then I did Wasted Life Blues, or as you like to call it, Wasted Wife Blues. And then I did the Blue Spirit Blues.
Sure.
And then I did You Don't Understand and Keep It to Yourself. And I'm going to do a couple more, and I'm going to do one of the ones that we recorded, and I'm thinking about putting it out as a single maybe later on this week.
Make sure it's at 78 RPM.
Oh yeah, but I'm thinking about putting out one of those recordings we did with Ben Harovich and putting that up maybe on Friday or something.
Sure.
But yeah, any final thoughts on Bessie Smith before I let you go?
Yeah, I can't wait to play again with Bessie once this whole contagion thing is over.
Yeah, I know it, man. I miss playing music with you, and I think that if I have any more questions, I'll be calling you because you're going to be my my blues and jazz fact checker. So.
Well, I sure look forward to 1919 when we can get together again.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us today, and I'll see you soon, Brian.
Thanks, Tyler. Hello, Central? Yes. I'm hanging up now. Okay, thank you, sir.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
The unflappable Dr. Jazz, everyone. Can't be flapped. No, sir. All right. A couple more tunes. I'd like to remind you folks that I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday, 7 p.m. every Wednesday, and to tune in. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing the music of John Prine, and the venue I'm going to be featuring will be the Waterhole in Saranac Lake, New York. And it's a lovely spot owned by my friend Eric Munley, and we'll probably talk to him on the phone a little bit. And yeah, so make sure to tune in again next week. Seem to have lost my capo.